Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So is the rise of populist conservatism, which is quite hard to say by the way, is that actually unstoppable? Is the West seeing something special happen right now?
If raising legitimate concerns about thousands and thousands of unchecked foreign males illegally entering our country makes me far right, then so be it.
The memory of Charlie Kirk is starting a revolution all across America, but I had no idea he'd have such an impact in the UK, all the way down to marches in Australia and back up to movements in South Korea.
I don't think anyone did. I certainly didn't. I was vaguely aware of him. I'd seen a few of his speeches, but yeah, there's something. I spoke about this in previous videos. Something happened worldwide, and we all felt it. Now, I don't know what the hell that was, but it's real and it's having consequences.
Where ironically, this reminds me of those recent riots in France 4 days ago, where the far left burned a Korean restaurant in protest of French leadership.
Wait, what? The far left is burning shit? That's not like them. Oh, that's so weird. Killing and burning people, the far left, wow.
These concurrent protests just highlight the key differences between the left and the right. As reportedly, this TikTok...
Well, she's got psycho eyes and giant teeth. Let's see how this goes.
...was about Charlie.
The best part of this whole thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few.
Oh, that's creepy. Oh!
It's just great.
Completely...
Who does that?
Wow, proper 100% psycho.
Oblivious to the vigils hitting college campuses, with huge crowds even in New York City, as NASCAR races paid their respects, but also MLB games as the New York Yankees had a moment of silence alongside the NFL also honoring his life. But then, we started seeing Spain paying their respects, watches all the way in Australia holding up signs for Charlie, with South Korean citizens singing, "We are Charlie Kirk."
Yeah, I mentioned this guy before. It's because the world saw evil manifest. We all saw it. We saw the face of evil in the face of the leftists celebrating the death of this man. And it woke something up in all of us. We realised that this is real, that this threat is existential, that it's not going to go away, and that these guys won't stop until we're dead. That kind of wakes people up. Just a little bit.
Stop that.
Where we all knew the assassination of Charlie Kirk was going to ignite American conservatives and moderates, but nobody could have imagined he would become the face of freedom for the entire planet. As at the UK's Unite the Kingdom march, which was reported as 110,000 people, but was more likely millions.
This is the counter-revolution. There's been a globalist revolution for 20 years. We are the counter-revolution. It's not going anywhere, mate.
Yeah, I remember the BBC, like all the news sites on Twitter and stuff like this said, oh, it's like 60,000 people. It's maybe 80,000 people. Anyone that's seen the protest knows that this was in the millions, easily. Why would the mainstream media try and convince you that the support isn't there? Why would they try and convince you that this isn't a massive groundswell? Why would they do that? It's not like they're giant pussies or anything, and that they just are terrified of the people. It must be some other reason. Something I can't think of.
Smart people don't like me.
Carrying posters of not only Charlie Kirk, but his entire family, as they all rallied behind his memory.
To Charlie's family, we all pray for you, and we hope we honour his life.
Oh.
So of course, the left tried to make this about the spooky far right.
Paul Mason, he's a dirty communist. He hates you and this country. Nice introduction, but, well, although I don't want to usually cloud your judgments, this guy, I'm sick of him, and he's a dirty commie. So, yeah, listen to what the communist says.
What you're seeing here is probably the biggest
far-right demonstration ever held in Britain. And I've been among this crowd, and I think it's obvious that many of the people here are wearing our flag as a badge of their own white identity, and as a mark of hatred of our multicultural, multinational.
Go fuck yourself, Paul. Go fuck yourself. Very, very hard. In fact, I'm glad you're an old man because we don't have to put up with your shit for too much longer.
But who knew the UK's far right was so diverse?
そして昔のイギリスを取り戻そうとしてる。これ、日本でもやらんと。
Erica Kerr, this is for you. We love you. We stand with you. We will always have your back, and we.
That is a very short skirt. Very brave. Very brave. I'm sure that there's people that are much lower angle than this cameraman right now.
Love your husband, Charlie.
I have to come and support the event, uniting the whole country, bringing everybody together, bringing the 4 nations together. That's why I dress up and then come and support. I'll be integrated, so I have to respect the culture.
That's really cool. I've been integrated, so I need to respect the culture. Although he didn't call himself English, which I respect greatly. Thank you for not doing that. You can be proud of the country. Don't take the piss, though. What are you talking about? I'm as English as you.
And notice how nobody was shouting down any of those very diverse conservatives, as they're all embracing Western culture and rejecting liberal tyranny. But nothing scares a political elite more than when the common man bands together against the ruling class. So they immediately went back to their...
Oh, nice one. They brought out the prostitutes and the libtards. You can work out which one is which.
Same old tired playbook.
Tell me what community looks like. This is what community looks like.
I mean, she is by now 80 or 90% plastic. So don't think that that woman looks good for her age, because makeup is a frightening thing.
Of protesters that mysteriously get these signs left behind by these mysterious figures, who they later discovered are funded by none other than their own tax dollars. Kinda interesting how the same exact thing was happening in the US until the Trump administration started tracing who was funding these riots, and they evaporated overnight. So
very much something that needs to happen in the United Kingdom, because I'll be honest, guys, I really don't want to pay for the overthrow of my own country. I don't want to pay for foreigners to come here and protest against me. I don't know, just... I don't like the taste in my mouth that it gives me. It kind of makes me feel as though we're importing cancer. A foreign cancer that rapes our kids.
Well, of course, to offset millions of angry Englishmen, masked Antifa and Black Bloc had to make an appearance, chanting disgusting phrases.
This is for all the people that want to be here on our side, but...
Where they're...
Oh yeah, okay. So, right, I just want to say, I'm not even getting too angry here, guys. I'm doing very well, as you can see. But, you know, I guess that does show how... When the left say that they are the side of tolerance, they're the side of diversity, they're the side of understanding, but they're also the side that starts to chant incredibly disgusting things about a recently deceased good man. Charlie in a box. Wow, that's classy. Stay classy. Anyway, the graph here, this is interesting. So I don't think he explains this, but this was expected to be an incredibly large protest. So what did the police do? They blocked off one area, or the top area of, what's it called? Blah, 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 blah. Whitehall, I think it's Whitehall or something like this. I'm not too familiar with London. But they blocked off this area with counter-protesters. So when these guys moved up with the main protest, and it got to this point, they're not allowed to go any further, but there's still people trying to get up there. So what did they do? They split off and started moving down this area to try and meet up with the main protest. Now, who would have possibly saw that coming? Apart from the Metropolitan Police and Sadiq Khan.
It's part and parcel of living in a great global city, is you've got to be prepared for these things.
Who I'll get to in a sec. So, you're the police, right? You know how to deal with these things. You know what you're supposed to expect. So when you place counter-protesters right in the way of the main protest, what exactly are you doing there? You just want them all to have a big fucking picnic at the end? Just shake hands and go, hey, I might not agree with you, but I understand. Yeah, that's exactly what the left wing are going to do, aren't they? I mean, they're renowned for that. That's what they did with... Oh, no, they didn't, did they? They shot him in the neck. Anyway, I'm sure the police are just, like, completely innocent.
Coppers initially admitted the problem areas weren't with the Unite the Kingdom marchers, but the Antifa idiots, to which the Met Police marched them right into each other, just so they could later state there was significant aggression directed at officers by the Unite the Kingdom protesters, but also turning off the replies.
Oh my god, it's almost like the police were guilty after all. Like they were trying to instigate violence. Oh, wow, I'm so shocked. Look at my shocked face.
Mainstream media rushed to echo those sentiments, stating far-right activists with clashes breaking out.
Marching through the streets of London, one of the largest right-wing demonstrations to take place in the UK.
Just keep calling us right-wing, keep calling us far-right. Just see what happens. See how much we give a shit. I don't think you realise that we literally don't care what you call us anymore. But I mean, that's just me. I'm pretty sure that's just me. I'm pretty sure all of these millions of people, they're just going to run away as soon as you call them a racist.
In modern times, organized by the far-right anti-immigration activist Tommy Robinson.
Oh no!
A much smaller counter-protest organized by anti-racism activists.
Anti-racism. So we're the racists, they're the anti-racists, except we're the ones that have that actual diversity in our side, and they're the ones that hate white people. That doesn't sound like an anti-racist to me. Especially straight white people. So like if they want to be accurate, they want to call themselves anti-racist, anti-sexist protesters. Because they like saying the opposite of what is actually fucking true.
So close at one point that right-wing marchers began throwing things at them and pushing police. London's Metropolitan Police said a number of its officers were assaulted by the right-wing demonstrators, Dorica.
Were they? I would like to believe you, but you keep fucking lying.
And that 25 people were arrested.
It really seems like every single time they start to lose control, they revert back to the same exact plays. As in this enormous march across the UK, I didn't see a single incident of property damage, compared to...
Let's see about that. Now, Shabana Mahmood, right? Oh, let's have a look at this first, right? So, arrests at the Notting Hill Carnival. 528 arrests. And by the way, this is just a few thousand people of blacks. So you can understand these statistics. $64 weapon possessions, 18 sexual offences. But the mainstream media said it was a lovely family day out. In the United Kingdom, Reclaim the Country rally or whatever it's called, there were 9 arrests, 25 in total. But let's be honest, we can't really believe the police. Weapons possession, 0. Sexual offences, 0. But the mainstream media painted it as far-right racist jobs. Big difference there. Shabana Mahmood said that the right to peaceful protest is fundamental to this nation. I thank the police who have worked hard to ensure much of today's protest was peaceful. But I condemn those who have attacked and injured police officers. Anyone taking part in criminal activity will face the full force of the law. Our Mayor, Siddiq Khan, my thanks to all the officers policing protests today. Most protesters were peaceful, but a number of officers were assaulted and arrests have been made. Violence and attacking police officers is completely unacceptable.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up.
But like I said, when it came to the Notting Hill Carnival, what did they say? Ian, look at the difference. How violent that was. How many people were arrested. Siddiq Khan, The world-famous Notting Hill Carnival returned to the heart of West London this weekend. Londoners and visitors came together to celebrate our Caribbean communities. The streets were alive with music and joy, showing the best of our city and the power of culture to unite us. Fucking dickhead. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I fucking hate him. I hate that guy.
Neighboring France that had their own riots 4 days earlier, as it initially started with the French angry at their political leadership. But then, women carrying French flags were being attacked by those not, with the Block Everything protests beginning to build barricades in the street, making makeshift roadblocks to stop traffic.
The left wing really are a little bit crazy, aren't they? I mean, they did this in Portland where they took over the city for like 3 or 4 months. And in the end, they just started killing each other. Because if you've got no right wingers to kill, well, the best alternative is to kill a slightly less left winger.
And then burning buses to stop the streets, as sadly, that wasn't the only place they used fire on the freeways.
So there's like millions of people in London at the protest, and there's barely a speck of violence. And yet every single time a left-wing protest goes out, there's almost guaranteed violence, burning and looting. It's almost like they are the enemies of the country in every single country that they're in. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a coincidence that you probably shouldn't think about or mention, and the media definitely shouldn't talk about it because, well, they'll lose their funding, won't they?
As they specifically burned a Korean restaurant, later attacking the responding French police with trash cans. But the mainstream media didn't seem to cover it like the Unite the Kingdom rally, where they seemed to make it more about pressure on the government and how it started online in far-right circles, but now happens to have left-wing groups. So when the left burns down entire sections of the city, they're protesters in Paris. But if the entire community marches against the establishment, that's the far-right clashing with the police. But they only classify you as far-right, so they can later call you a fascist, as they simultaneously encourage psychos online. They need to eliminate these evil fascists. But now
I don't believe they understand what the word fascist means. At the very most extreme, you can call what is happening right now populist conservatism. Again, that's a very difficult word to say, which is why they probably say fascist, because they're fucking morons.
Now, normal people no longer fear being called a fascist when they just murdered Charlie Kirk over allegedly being one, when all he was doing was having conversations and spreading the truth. And the more the left goes into overdrive trying to silence anybody that notices, the more the average citizen is finally saying no to their political violence. So as the calls for political violence have only amplified, people are now losing their jobs in neurology at universities. Microsoft is combing through their ranks to do the same, and even American Airlines is firing pilots who think it's okay to celebrate murder. As worse.
And here's the thing, right? On the left, their argument now is, what are you doing? Don't do that to us. No, cancel culture. You don't like cancel culture. You said for years you don't like cancel culture. Let us threaten to murder people and celebrate when they're dead, please. Don't tell my boss. But the thing is, there's a big difference between getting fired for saying that you don't like black people, or for saying that maybe your country shouldn't have mass immigration, and then getting fired for celebrating the murder of a good man and calling for more murders of other good men. There's a big difference. Oh, and for calling for the murder for his wife and his children. And obviously it gets worse because they said worse. So it's a bit different. It's a bit different. But I know that most of you guys that are doing this, you can't really understand that because you're retarded.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Seeing a turning point not only in the US, with Americans making it their mission to dish out consequences, but now conservatives worldwide are rallying behind Charlie, as the left didn't even think he'd be seen as a martyr, but now Charlie's known globally as the face of finally fighting back.
Holy shit, the left got something wrong? Wow. Anyway, in the UK, as you can see, this is not going away. These people are doubling down in the UK. They just don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand that what they're saying is not good, that what they're saying incites people to violence. What they're saying is the opposite of the truth. But they are in their ideological bubbles. They are locked in to their friend circles. They are so removed from the general public and society that they have no idea that what they're saying is complete and utter bullshit. In fact, it's an inversion of the actual truth. Listen to this mental bitch.
There's a darkness coming. It's already swallowed America, and now it's coming for us too.
That's not sensationalist at all, is it, you stupid cow?
In 2019, we protested against Donald Trump, and we thought if we shout loud enough, maybe he'll go away. Now he's back.
You see, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If we shout loud enough, if we threaten them enough, they'll just go away. That's a crazy person talking. No dialogue, nothing. Just shout, scream, threaten, and eventually kill.
On September 17th, Donald Trump comes back to Britain, and the fight for our future comes to Parliament Square. And how our nation reacts that day decides everything about our future. Residents along...
What exactly is she saying here? Is she... I mean, look, right, we all know that a lot of language is often ambiguous, and that ambiguity can lead to violence. It can lead to other people picking up on messages that you're saying that maybe aren't there, or maybe that you didn't intend. But here's the thing, we can't tell anymore. And when you're saying shit like this, to me, it's just you're basically saying, we need to get Trump. That's what I'm hearing.
The Thames woke this morning to find a giant...
I mean, listen to that, right? Listen to that.
Too. In 2019, we protested against Donald Trump, and we thought if we shout loud enough, maybe he'll go away. Now he's back. On September 17th, Donald Trump comes back to Britain, and the fight for our future...
Fight?
...to Parliament Square.
Fight for our future comes to Parliament Square.
And how our nation reacts that day?
So how our nation reacts to that day. So what are you saying there? Because I know you're not saying nation. You're hoping that the word is translated into people or person. How you react that day. Naughty, naughty, naughty girl.
Decides everything about our future.
Residents along the Thames woke...
I'm sick of foreigners.
...this morning to find a giant banner draped across Tower Bridge. Complaints have been lodged, but there's no response from the government yet.
The establishment is rolling out the red carpet for Trump, all while he funnels wealth to billionaires, funds a literal genocide, and is...
Oh my God! This is what I'm talking about. These people are mental. He's funding a literal genocide. So President Trump is funding a genocide. I'm assuming she's talking about the one in Palestine, right? Which is, it's totally not a grey area. Everyone knows exactly what's going on there. It's not opaque at all, right? I'm sure this woman... I'm sure this woman knows exactly what's going on. She's got receipts. She's not going to show you them, though.
Spreading global fascism. And to honor him now...
Global fascism!
...normalize all of that. And it drags us further into the abyss.
The language is so... do you want to keep watching this? Because I don't, but let's go. Fucking hell.
Some say woke, we say weakness. They call it diversity. We call it dilution. I fight for the British Defence League. Now...
What the fuck is this? I mean, this is not subtle at all. By the way, if you're old, this is AI. They've just made this up. They've created what, in their heads, is a far-right fascist with a British flag on it. I'll be honest, I think he looks pretty cool. I'm happy with this. You can keep making more of these.
I'm asking you, stand with me, patriots.
Yeah, do it. Keeping Britain pure. I don't know what that... Oh, shit, that's super racist. Yeah. I wanted to go back to 1990 levels. Do you know... The country I was born in, I want it to go back to that time, because how can you call that racist? Having a 95% white country for my entire life up until 1997, and then the floodgates opened, and then all of these people came into my country that hate me. I don't think you can call me racist for wanting to go back to a country that I like.
You can see where all of this is taking us. We are already on that road. We have racism off the leash up and down our country.
You're the racist bitch. You're the racist bitch. We can see it in this video, but you're too dumb to tell. Fucking hell.
Preachers driving mobs down our street. People, it's time to get real. A government that will bow down to Trump and to racism is one.
Did they have Kia bowing down? Oh God, it's like someone in primary school made this. It's so on your nose. God, there's no subtlety at all. It's like just hit. It's like 1984, a boot in the face for all eternity, because there's absolutely no subtlety here.
Racism is one that will open the door to fascism.
Fascism, fascism, racism, racism, fascism, fascism, racism. Yeah, we get it. Calm down. Change your language up. Mix it up a bit. Come on.
Time. We just need to get organized. So show up on the 17th, but sign up right now. We are gonna build a movement. We simply have to.
Oh God, there's still another 40 seconds.
Liverpool and Birmingham are in.
All right, deport this one. Get this one deported. She's on the list. Get her out.
Flames tonight as masked BDL officers detain hundreds under the Home Security Act. Ministers say it's to protect so-called real Britain.
No, it's because you attacked an airport, right? And yeah, okay, it was only spray paint, but a bunch of leftists invaded an RAF base and they spray painted, causing thousands upon thousands of pounds of damage. They sprayed a jet or a couple of jets, right? You're not allowed to do that. And the government was kind of like, oh, gotta sort this out, gotta nip this in the bud. Proscribe that shit straight away. So their organisation is now illegal. But because they're leftists, they believe that all they need to do is shout and scream and threaten and then eventually violence, and then they'll get their own way. I don't know why they haven't ever thought of using language, talking, being normal, engaging in debate without, shooting someone in the neck.
But campaigners say people are vanishing without a trace.
We've got to show them. Britain will never bow to fascism. We do not bow to Donald Trump. We've seen the future that they have lined up for us, and we say, fuck that.
I really, really despise this woman. I'm guessing she's single. She looks very unhappy, doesn't she? She's losing her femininity. Her hair is bedraggled. It looks pretty gross, like she hasn't washed it for a while. Bags under her eyes, no makeup, she looks like gravity is pulling her face down. Maybe that's just the weight of her own conscience.
We
I don't know, of course, she doesn't fucking have one.
Are making our own.
Well, that sounds like shit. Sounds like garbage. And you sound like a crazy person. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you later.